Hi, everyone. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, I see some familiar faces. I see some new faces. I see my voice teacher. I love that. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, hello, beautiful souls. I see a lot of people returning from yesterday. I see okay. I promised myself I wouldn't go too wild in the beginning, but like, just know that I see you. I see you. I see you. Sorry. I can't ever help it. I have been tuning into today multiple times. I have heard what we're clearing multiple times, and I've gone, "Are you sure?" And they'd be like, "Yes." And it will be slightly different from what's on the list of one karmic pattern per chakra. It's pretty close to that, but slightly different, and I've got to let them lead that. When you truly begin this work, life will never be the same. Life will never be the same. It was never the same for me after I really dove into this work. And anyone who's known me for years can attest to the fact that I'm a completely different. I don't even recognize myself from years ago. But I want that journey for you, whatever it looks like, however beautiful, unique, and specific it is. So, once again, from yesterday, I'd like to start with these two words because it just feels like the right energy. Thank you for spending another day and another evening with me. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. And thank you for your trust, because trust is part of this journey. It's also part of what we're going to heal today, because it's part of where we've got to go is a world where we can trust each other. That is part of it. So I want to kind of share. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Tonight might be a little bit longer than yesterday, so just to be prepared about that. I will not close it off on a certain time. I will let them lead. They usually are just like done when we're done. But hopefully under an hour. But there's also some important special things to share at the end of this call. So let us not go anywhere after the end. So, this I am blessed. We are blessed to have this experience. I am grateful to have this experience and lead this experience with all of you. I am grateful that for some of you, this will be your second, third, 50th time doing karmic work with me. Some people have worked with me for years. Some people, this is your first ever experience. If that's you, if you don't mind, please like wave or put a little comment and be like, it's my first time with you, Emily. It's the first time with Moon Rising and Karma Clearing, because it is very different than the other kinds of clearing you will find. Very different than the other kinds of healing you will find. And what it is today is also very different than what it's been in years past. So it's always evolving, because my channel is always evolving, because the earth is always evolving, because we must always be evolving. So I want to talk about what to roughly expect, even though it will be your own specific journey. I literally had, it was like 3 in the morning last night, guys. They were like, tell them this, tell them this, tell them this. And I'm like, I gotta sleep. So I will say I've been feeling the energy, and you might notice I'm also in a slightly different energy than yesterday. I have been clearing all day, all day. I've been walking around London. I had a voice thing, all these things. And I've been yawning all day, and I've been clearing all day, and I've been feeling things in my body all day and moving all day, and all these things that we wonder, what is that? But actually, it's moving energy, and something that a lot more of you actually have access than maybe you even know. And I also help people with that. But clearing is sometimes it is moving out energy that is not ours, and sometimes it is, and what it is tonight, clearing things that we've been holding on to our entire life and every single timeline we have ever been, so that we can move into a greater, higher state, and so that we can be more ourselves. So, as I said, tonight is super special because it is the first time in about 2 whole years that we have made it public and accessible and free for this one specific event to share with you what karmic clearing is like, so that you can see, so that you can feel if it's right for you. Because we talked about yesterday where we want to go. We talked about the world isn't a choice point. We talked about it's undecided. What makes that decision is where we are in our total state of consciousness as humanity by the end of the year, by the beginning of the next year. It is how far we go within that helps us get there. So the clearing part, this class, what this leads to is so crucial. And I just want to say, because again, I've got some information to share before we go in. This is one tiny piece of a whole greater whole, a whole greater whole, a whole greater whole. I've been doing this for years. A lot of people who have been doing this with me, roughly maybe 3 months is their first experience, 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years ish. And in different phases, I hear people come back to me and say, oh my God, so much has shifted for me. I feel in my power. I'm in my voice, all these things. I've met the love of my life. But again, it's never about searching for something specific, but it's this night, you will feel energy move. It may not be the whole story of the pieces we touch. This is really important to say because I'm going to be touching on some big pieces. And it's not to say that those subjects will be at their end. I also want to be very open that this may bring up stuff, but this is okay and safe. Know that this class is part of something much bigger that Source has downloaded for me to do with all of you, which is so special and so important, and I'll share that at the end of class. But know that it's the whole arc, and however long we are doing it in all the different pieces, this is what helps us move forward. So another thing to say, you may yawn, you may burp, you may have stomach discomfort, you may have different sensations in your body, you may feel things today you've never felt before, and all of it is beautifully normal. Normal. This is moving energy. So know that there's what other people are moving, and then there's also what you are moving, and I'm also going to have us shield our energy so that we're not taking on the collective and focusing on our inner story. The time and rate that you process the things that we do cannot be rushed. I mean that. We may touch on things that part of it resonates with you and moves on the day that we give it and move through it. And there might be certain things that at that moment are too challenging to look at that you might look at later. We have to trust this process because we clear and shift and heal in layers. Okay? Yes? Hope so. So that's important to know. Know that, and this is one of the things that at 3 a.m, they were like, you have to say this. Do not let your mind get in the way of what you are able to receive this evening. You do not need to understand it all. You do not need to know all about it. You do not need to go farther than or less far than. It will go as perfectly aligned in the way it is meant to go tonight, and then you'll come and visit it in layers in other time. Okay? So trust the process and do not let your mind take over and take from the experience. Be present, but know that you don't have to do anything. Just let yourself flow, which is also why I'm going to take us into a theta state or a meditation state, and the clearing will come from that place first, so that again, we're not too much in our heads. I want to talk about one brief thing, and then we're going to start, which is a lot of people are saying or thinking about, how can I lead? How can I lead when I don't feel safe to evolve right now? Or if I put it a different way, if I'm moving through stuff, if I'm having things kick up, how can I lead? That whole thing of, I have to look perfect. I've got to make sure I've got it down. I've got to make sure I do these things. How can I, and this is something I want us to really think about. And please do share if you resonate with this. How can I lead if I am moving through stuff? And my friends, this is such an important subject. And I promise you that you can. And I promise you that it's safe. And the people that you see around you who make it look like they're not just, again, like if it's just I always have it perfectly together. This is false. And also, it's shoving it down and actually preventing their highest or your highest evolution. We don't want to do that. It is safe to move through things and still lead at your highest. And not only is it safe, you can do it. I know you can, because I do it all the time. I have to tell you very openly and very honestly, every single time I'm leading something big, I go through some big healing piece to get there. Which means sometimes I'm crying for days. And I wouldn't have it any other way, because it moves me into being able to land into what it is to be able to serve at my highest. So we've got to make better friends with vulnerability. And when I was tuning into this earlier, I heard that there's a fear of being vulnerable. And how can I lead if I feel like I'm crumbling? But from that, we find our power. And from that, there's a lot of, and I want to tune into this more, a lot of resistance comes up. Ever hear of your upper limit? A lot of people have resistance to change, resistance to how far they allow themselves to go. I know it's safe in my little box, in my little space, and so I won't go outside that. And actually, there's a space of being afraid to fail, and also afraid of, what if I really do succeed? Change is inevitable, but your change is the most important change there is. As you change, no matter what it looks like, as you help other people in the world to see that your vulnerability is a safe place to be, you are giving other people permission to be themselves and to not block. And from moving through these energies, from healing, we allow ourselves to go into higher places than we've ever been. So do not be afraid to move through things. And let us not just think of the high as the best. All moments are important. All moments are important. I think that might be it. I think that's it. Okay. We're going to start. Hope we're excited. Someone's going to be a thumbs up. Good. Get yourself cozy. It's safe to evolve. You're never falling. You're rising. You're falling up. So, deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. The very first thing is we ask for there to be a shield around myself and each of you. And with this shield, this is the intention. I do not take on the energy of anybody else as they release today. I do not take on anybody else's energy as they release today. I am in my little bubble, in my safe space. Asking for Archangel Michael as well to protect me. So I'll say it again. Maybe we're imagining a blue cloak around us or unconditional love light around us, but that we are in a bubble where we shield our energy. And what the very first thing I feel is a lot of you are taking on a lot of things from a lot of people. which can help distort us, and we don't want that. But even though we are shielding, I ask with your shield that you set the intention, if you do, that I am, that we are allowed to help move energy for you, that I am allowed, with the help of my guides, to move energy out of your physical body, emotional body, and energetic body, so that I have permission to help do this and facilitate this. So just kind of give yourself a little nod of I give permission for Emily to do that. Inhale again. I call upon Archangel Michael to be with us today. I call upon highest God presence to be with us today. I call upon the Sisterhood of the Rose to be with us today. Archangel Uriel, and please know that I know that not all of you may believe in angels, and that's okay. Please adjust it to your beliefs. I call upon those of the highest, the guides, the guardians, those who have walked the path before, those who gave this download to me, those who have guided this experience to be with us today, those who clear karma through fire to be with us today. Allow me to be a clear and perfect channel for you, with you. I set the intention that you only release that which is for your highest good today. This means that we can release any worry we may have, any concern, any desire to control how it goes. We invite you not to control, but instead to let it flow and to know that you are held. You are always held. So I set the intention that all that we clear is for the highest. A similar message to yesterday, we're starting with a space of wrapping everybody in a blanket of love, a blanket of kindness, a blanket of being kind to the self. So this part will start in channel and then we'll go into what I've written, etc. But a blanket of being kind to the self. There is at least one person who's a bit harsh with themselves. We invite you, just for today, just for tomorrow, to be kind to yourself. So maybe you want to exhale that into the earth below you. I exhale my resistance with me. And I breathe in self-compassion. I breathe in care. I breathe in seeing myself for how far I've come and who I am. Because deep down, I am a compassionate individual. I see white roses and red roses, so a lot of you need a lot of compassion energy before we move forward. I breathe in white light of roses. I need to be more gentle with myself is the message for a lot of you. I need to be more gentle with myself. I need to be more gentle with myself. Sometimes I look at my shortcomings, but please don't look at your shortcomings. Please look at all the things that make you you, uniquely you. You're unique. Your unique blueprint, that is you. There is one you. There is one you. There's only ever going to be one you. Deep breath in. Exhale. Someone's holding on to things that they have felt to be mistakes. My love, that doesn't serve you. I let go of what I perceive to be mistakes. There are lessons, there are no mistakes. You can't mess it up. You can't mess it up. Again, these may be messages that sit with all of you, might just be some of you, but it's for someone. You can't mess it up. Breathe, inhale. Exhale into the earth. I need to acknowledge myself more. I need to acknowledge my journey more. Like my whole journey, the last year, the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. This is really random, but the last 12 years is what I heard. I need to acknowledge just over the past decade how far I have come. How many miles I have run. You are loved. You are important. You are valuable. I am restless, someone has said. I am restless. And dear heart, you are seen. We lovingly invite you to let go of that restless energy before we do any karmic work. So let's transmute that. So we're going to breathe in gold and exhale gold as you think about restlessness, if that is for you. Inhale, exhale. How far I've come must be recognized. How far I've come must be recognized from me, because that helps me go where I am meant to go. You are not the subject of your past conditions. You are not even the subject of your current conditions. No, 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 no. We have gotten it wrong. Instead, you are infinite. You are timeless. You are growing. You are incredibly gifted, incredibly gifted, incredibly gifted, incredibly capable. You need to be more proud of yourself. You need to be more proud of yourself. So we lovingly ask for you to release this resistance to self-recognition from the last 12 years. And lovingly just letting yourself see a body of water and letting that just go into the water and choose to pick up a flower from the water and bring that flower to your heart and know, I deserve this flower. I've worked really damn hard. I've done a lot. I've become a lot. I've moved through a lot. We need you to see that. And we need you to be more thankful of the things that we are able to give. But we're proud of you. And I want you to be proud of you. And all that you are becoming, and all that you've ever been, and all that you are becoming, and all that you are becoming, and all that you are becoming as you rise, as you rise, as you rise, as you rise. But let us lay to rest this difficulty we place with ourselves, which is looking at our shortcomings sometimes more than our strengths. Agreed? I sure hope so. I would love for you to see yourself in a lovely forest where you can hear the twinkle of little fairy lights. and you can just breathe in this incredible scent of the outdoors in this chill evening light night as we go to a space we are going to clear. A sacred space, maybe a space that you've been before. Your favorite space. A space you feel good. And I want you to just kind of pay attention to your body as you walk, like just paying attention to my hands, my feet, my legs, my hair, walking with more appreciation for the physical as you walk, step by step to a tree. Take off your shoes and come down to the tree. Lean against the tree. And so we begin. I identify with my true, authentic self, my divine nature, which is beyond all form, and I shine brightly and radiantly, filling myself with love. Please try to imagine the most beautiful light pink light flowing down from the highest heavens into your body, which is unconditional love. Filling myself with love, filling myself with compassion, filling myself with kindness, filling myself with care, filling myself with understanding, filling myself with forgiveness. Being my best friend is what I heard. Can we be our best friend today? Filling myself with the invitation to go to a space of fearlessness. And I almost forgot something, but I won't forget. At the tree, at the tree, at the tree, please set an intention. The intention is my journey. Am I committed to my journey? Am I committed to healing? Am I committed to light? Am I committed to my journey? What's my personal intention? Not just today, but all days. What's my promise to myself? What's the real reason you decided to show up? What's the real reason that you're here? Setting my intention. I'll give another moment. And then breathe that intention into the tree. And know that the tree will hold you. And going back to our prayer. I identify with my true authentic self, my divine nature, which is beyond all form, and I shine brightly and radiantly, filling myself with kindness and love. I share and I state that I am willing, ready, and able to clear all karmic patterns out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, which no longer serve my highest good, and I will clear only the ones that I am meant to clear today for my highest good, which are specific to me. And I am safe to do so. I am safe to do so. I am safe to do so. It is safe to do so. It is safe to let go and really let myself be there, which also means if you want to like turn your video off, you certainly can. Please do what you're comfortable with, but try to stay in the meditation as much as you can. And I call upon those of the highest high and those that are in line with the movement and growth of humanity, as well as the divine and radiant healer within me. It is not my past. It is my present. I shine brightly and radiantly. I shine brightly and radiantly. Arcanist, loved ones, and guides, where do we begin? We ask to go and clear an energetic piece of a karmic piece of instability and asking what that is for this group. Unstable circumstances. Also, finances come up for some. Unstable situations. And so we ask to release the energy of instability from your energetic body as you are able today. So tune into where you feel this in your body. It's really a space of the root chakra, so probably the base of the spine. And find that instability and inhale into that. Inhale. Exhale, letting it go, mouth open, letting it go with the intention of letting it go. I release all instability out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines. I release all instability that I am holding in my energetic body. I release the instability from my root chakra. My hand is vibrating. That's how much energy is going on. I release the instability from my root chakra that I am ready and willing to release today. Which means I release the fear at my root chakra. I release all elements of having an unstable pathway, unstable circumstances, or how circumstances changing has caused me to feel unstable. But really, this is bigger. And they talk about uncertainty. So we ask to release uncertainty as it pertains to all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, which means it is safe for what is uncertain to come up. For somebody, there is a lifetime where they've had to jump from home to home to home to home to home, and that has really affected it. So out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, again, only if it's for your highest good, you don't have to worry about that. We've already set the intention. If I've ever had to be exiled or live in exile or had unstable family or home situations, I ask for that to release out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, out of all pathways, out of all spaces. It is present. And please know that you don't have to overwork or do anything like that. You're doing perfect just as you are. I release instability from the home, all that's ready today. Again, this is a big subject, so I do recognize that. But I release instability from the home. Letting this release into light, release into light, release into light, release into light. If I was ever kicked out of my home or kicked out of a place or pushed out of a place that was important to me, we ask for that situation to release out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, out of all places, spaces, and time, opening up the vent of light for that to release. Seeing that go. Some of you have some big things around childhood, and I want you to know it is seen. Even though this is not a Reiki session, sometimes it will flow through me when needed, and it is right now, and it's my hands are burning hot. So we ask for loving healing to go through and for those circumstances. We ask for love to go to all places that is. We ask for love to go to all places that is. We ask for love to go to all places that is. We ask to release all energy of uncertainty that is ready today. And we ask to give unconditional love to that thing that we are uncertain about. And we ask to wrap it in a beautiful blanket of safety. I am safe and I am held. I am safe and I am held. I can let my fear go. I can let my fear go. What if you just completely let it go? What if you just completely let it go? What if you just completely let it go? What if you just say, you know what, I'm done with this right now. I'm going to hand it over and say I'm done. I invite you to let the fear of uncertainty just leave. I don't have to hold on to it. So maybe you see it like a bunch of chords, maybe you see it like a certain energy, maybe you see it like a certain color. If that is for you, please breathe into that energy. Exhale. I release the instability and uncertainty that I have been feeling or holding. Again, it might not pertain to you, but if it does, please let it go into white light, into white light, into white light, into white light, into white light. And some of this uncertainty is also to do with where you are going, and know that I see you, you are seen. We're almost done with this part. Which brings us to the next part. I release my fear of change. Out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, I release my fear of change. I release my primary perception that change is detrimental to me, because what if change is actually for your highest good? What if change is beautiful? I release the fear of change. I release the fear of change. I release the fear of change. I allow myself to go to the core of where the fear of change comes from. I allow myself to remove all cording around the fear of change. I allow myself to disconnect from the fear of change. Which means I'd like for us to release all past, present, parallel, and future timelines where change compartmentalized with loss. If you're wondering why I'm snapping, it's breaking up energy. I should have mentioned that. Don't worry, it's okay. I ask to release all compartmentalizations of change and loss. And for some of you, this is like really tight, something very, very, very tight. And so we lovingly ask for that to loosen, to melt. It's safe to let it melt. It's safe to let it unravel. It's safe to let it go. It's safe. You're held. It's also very deeply important to stay grounded through this process. So if at any point you feel like it's a lot, please exhale into the earth and feel as rooted as you can. You are safe. You are held. You can also pause me if it becomes too much, or mute me. I don't know if you can pause me. I release and unravel this. I unravel this. I unravel this. For somebody that is really at the navel, and so I'm just going to send some loving light there, because I think if we go too far down that path, it might be too much. So I want to send some loving light first. I am safe to experience change. I am safe to experience change. I am safe. I release my fears that change compartmentalizes with death in all timelines. Ooh, there's a different fear coming up. I release my compartmentalization that change compartmentalizes with somebody leaving me behind. We ask to release that out of all lifetimes, out of all lifetimes, out of all lifetimes, out of all lifetimes. You are safe, you are held. Just let it flow. Some of you have got some very big unresolved pieces there. And again, because we can't go all the way in, I just want to send some unconditional love light to that. And I invite you to send some unconditional love light to that if that's you. I am held in a pink blanket. I am held by the universe. I am held. Please send love. Send love, send love, send love. It is the most powerful energy that we have access to. Send love. And again, because we're not going to go totally into something that's coming up because I think it's going to go too far, I invite that whoever that image of the stomach was for, that if you feel that may be you, that you picture a rose on your navel and bringing healing light into the stomach, into the stomach. You are safe and I value you. That must come from you. I am safe and I value you. Asking Source where we go next. Asking to release all karmic patterns, all lifetimes that are ready, only the ones that are ready for your highest good, where I felt powerless. Asking to release powerlessness. Asking to release powerlessness for the highest good, only if we're ready, only if we're ready, only if you're ready. Asking to release powerlessness, asking for this to be released as gently as possible. Asking to release powerlessness out of all past, present, parallel, future timelines, out of all places, spaces, and time. There's a lifetime where somebody was like robbed or someone really wronged them. And so we ask for us to release robbed out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, if that's yours. Asking that you feel safe to release these. You are held. I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. I ask to release robbed out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, out of all places, spaces, and time. There's again, I don't know who it's for, but it also feels very collective, that someone to do with someone wronged us, and someone wronged us financially. We ask to release any past, present, parallel, and future timelines where money was taken from us in a way that harmed our family or left us out in the cold. We ask to release all timelines that we may have been shortchanged. Lovingly asking for this to release into light, into light, into light, into light, into light, into light. Asking for that divine light to continue to flow through, asking for God's divine light to flow through from the very top of your head, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, knowing that you are safe, you are safe, you are held, you are safe, you are safe, you are held. It is safe to let these things go. Either that or there's like a fear of someone robbing us. So I asked to release a fear of being robbed or taken advantage of. Oh, I get it, because it ties to trust. Asking to release the fear of someone taking advantage of us and leaving us with nothing, which is a fear and not real. Asking to release that into white light, into white light, into white light, into white light, and bringing in safety, bringing in safety, bringing in safety, bringing in safety, bringing in safety. I see a candle. Putting that to rest. Putting that to rest. Asking archangels where we're going next. Kind of give me a nod if you're okay. Give me a head nod. Okay. Proud of you all. Out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, we ask to release shame around how far we are now Asking to release shame, letting that lovingly go. It's again another tightly wound one for somebody. I ask to release the shame at the pit of my stomach. Actually, I don't even necessarily think the shame is yours for somebody. I release the shame I've been holding on to for my family. Whoa, yeah. I ask to release the shame I've been holding on to for someone I love. Maybe a sibling? Not sure. I lovingly am ready to let go of the shame I'm holding for somebody else. Out of my stomach and into light. Letting this release into light, into light, into light, into light, into light, into light, into light. Asking Source what's next. This is a tricky one, but I've heard it twice, so it's important. So bear with. Disembodied truth. In all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, any time where I have been in separation from myself, I ask for that separation from myself to be released and for me to go and to plug into who I am. I ask to release all timelines where I lived, where I was not in the truth of my soul's mission. I ask to release all timelines when I was not in the truth of my soul's mission. I ask to release all timelines where I separated from my true self because I felt I wasn't enough to be my true self. Lovingly let that go. Lovingly let that go. You're all doing amazing. You're all doing amazing. Lovingly let that go. I think there's more. I release all times I felt unsafe to be myself. And so I wasn't. I put on a mask. Ooh, I'm really sorry for whoever this is for. I put on a mask and it wasn't me. I released the mask. I released the mask. It's safe to be me. It's safe, dear one. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe. It's safe to be you. It's safe to be you. I promise it's safe to be you. I feel like I'm holding a baby right now, is the feeling I have. So for somebody, I am with you at the beginning. It's safe to be you. It was always safe to be you. I allow myself to release the timelines where I lived in a space that was not congruent with my deepest divine truth and the truth of who I am. Ooh. And for some people, it was like my downfall in another lifetime. And so we released the timelines. It was your downfall. Woo! There's a lot of self-blame around that. So we have to release the self-blame. Whew. Now I know why Source said that to me like 5 times today. That one's big. It's not even just our truth, it's our heart. So I lovingly ask to release all timelines where I lived in a life that was not in alignment with my heart's path and my heart's truth, which is a whole heck of a lot. And again, I'm gonna have to put a pin in that because some of that's much deeper stuff. We're gonna do it another time. But I see it. Holy cannoli. Asking Source, is there anything else super, super, super crucial that we have to clear today before we put an end to the clearing part? Asking Source, what's next? Oh, solar plexus is speaking up. Unworthiness to do with what? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, forgotten. Out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, I ask to release forgotten. I ask to release all karmic blueprints, all karmic pathways to and from forgotten. I ask to release all karmic pathways, all karmic blueprints of forgotten child, forgotten lover, forgotten wife, forgotten husband, forgotten mother, forgotten father, forgotten at work. I also want to say again that this may be very intense for you. It might be not intense for you at all, but if it is very intense for you, please stay grounded and breathe slowly. Okay? Go at your pace. If you need, get water. All right? Some of you, I can feel are moving a lot. So, little tips. Okay. Asking Source, what else about forgotten? In all timelines that I was not able to receive the care I needed, and thus I perceived myself as being outside of my tribe and thus not able to have what I want, to succeed, to move forward, to be in my business, to be in my entrepreneurship, to be in my career. I release forgotten child out of all past, present, parallel, future timelines. Ooh. I release forgotten child out of all past, present, parallel, future timelines, out of all places, space, and time. I am worthy, I always was. I am worthy, I always was. I am worthy, I always was. I am worthy, I am always worthy. I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy. I want you to see that little child in you and tell her or him or them, you are worthy. 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 You are always worthy. You are always worthy. You are always worthy. You are always worthy. Again, I see how it wants to go deeper, but you are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. I release all paths of forgotten child into white light for the highest good that I am ready for. Of the highest, I release this out of my path, out of my mind, out of my conscious self, out of my super conscious self, out of my subconscious self. I release forgotten. I told you this would be a little bit longer. We're almost done clearing. Promise. I release forgotten. I release my fear and resistance of making powerful changes. I release my fear and resistance of making powerful changes that support my highest good. I release my fear and expectation that things will go wrong for me if I make big leaps. I release this into light. I release my fear and resistance of trusting other people, the ones I'm ready for today. And again, that's another one that's significantly more complex and has other pieces to it. I release my fears of trusting myself. I release my fears of trusting myself to make the right choices, to make the right choices, to make the right decisions. You are on this path and you are doing well. You are holy, you are divine, you are holy, you are divine, you are holy, you are divine, you are holy, you are divine. Don't forget this. You are holy, you are divine, you are holy, you are divine. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Don't forget that you are here for a reason. Don't forget that you are created with love. You are created with love. Even if your human circumstance was not this, you are created with love, with care. We worked very hard to make you. You matter. You've always mattered. Your path matters. Stop being so hard on yourself. I release my fear and resistance of making changes that support my highest good, which keep me to where I've been. Out of all past, present, parallel, and future timelines, I release my fear and resistance to change. I am worthy of making changes for my highest good. I am worthy of making changes for my family. I'm worthy of making changes. I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I'm ready now. I allow my body to feel safe. It's okay and safe to expand. Because as I expand, I will be held. And because expanding and healing is the single most important thing that I can do, it's the single most important thing. You are worthy. You matter. You are divine. You are worthy, you matter, you are divine. You are divine, you are divine, you are divine, you are whole, you are whole, you are whole, you are whole, you are whole. You have always been whole. I am whole, I am free, I am awake, I shine brightly and radiantly. I am whole, I am free, I am awake. I shine brightly and radiantly. I am whole. I am free. I am awake. I shine brightly and radiantly. I am whole. I am free. I am awake. I am shining brightly and radiantly. It's time to trust myself again. It's time to see my power. It's time to know I'm worthy. It's time to know I'm worth it. I am a leader in the ways specific to me. I want you to see that golden path again. That's where we'll end. See that golden path again, the one from yesterday, or the first video, however you see this. Get your bearings, because you've been on a long journey tonight. Remember how it said hope? Walk on that path and see the path get brighter and brighter and brighter. And then see all the people around you and know that we are walking together with you. I am able. I am deserving. I am important and I am special. My path is free. I am free. I am free to be myself authentically. Amen. Please take a huge breath in and a big breath into the ground. Asking for the cord to go into light. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, kind of touching your hands with your hands, coming back. Closing the energy, closing the energy, closing the energetic space that we opened. Asking that you remain shielded, knowing that you're going to be more open right now. So please be aware of that, which means that it's important to take care, which means it's not the ideal time to rush into a city of people. Just being honest. So let's close the energy, saying thank you to my guides and yours, and saying thank you to you. And come back when you're ready. Come back, come back, come back, and take some deep breaths. And when you're ready, I want to comment on the sleep part because that is a very common thing. If we fall asleep, it's because there's some part of it that's a bit more intense than we are ready for at that time. So the self brings us into a lower state so that we can do it. You're still receiving it, but know that if you fall asleep, you would, gain benefit from maybe doing it again at another time. The more you do, the less falling asleep and things like that happens. Yes, I am a Libra. Yes, I do squeal. So, first, again, I want to say we have run 15 programs in Moon Rising past. And I know you're moving through energy as I say this. And none have been more special than something called the Clear series. Some of you know it because some of you were in Clear 1 and Clear 2. This big message this big message of the world is changing and we are the ones here to change it. It's 11:11. Beautiful. This is part of a much greater picture. This is 3 tiny glimpses out of something that is actually 14 full glimpses. 7 clearing classes that are full and 7 transmissions which are full. And so I can now formally announce that we are doing Clear 3. We are doing Clear 3, the catalyst. And I could not be more profoundly blessed to birth this because this is the culmination of every single thing I have ever made with Moon Rising. Clear 3 is here, and Clear 3 is not just our healing journey, it is us and the world. It is us and humanity. And you've had, again, tasters of it, and you'll get the final piece of that picture by tomorrow. But Clear 3, the catalyst, is an elevation that is so important to the planet, so important to the globe. Do you remember yesterday when I said that it would be decided by the turn of the year? I do believe that this is why Source has had this be now, because Clear 3, the catalyst, will take place from the fall equinox to the winter solstice. So if you can imagine 7 weekly clearing classes and 7 weekly transmissions over the end of the year for us to be ready for the curve of the year, that is what's coming. We're not here to go a little bit in. We're here to have a big change. We're here to go a whole journey. We're here to really have a difference in our life, right? This program will help you get there. We have mastered the art of safe spaces. I think I've said safe about 7 times in this, and I hope that you have felt that. And that's really important. But this is a space of coming together. It's a space of healing as a collective. It's a space where you are held. And this particular clear is so different because of the global message in it. So every single class will be dedicated to a different chakra. So The first class, root chakra class, would be things like stability, things like safety, things like survival. The second class, sacral chakra, would be things like our sexuality, our creativity, our life force energy, our connection to self, and so on. Solar plexus, our inner power, our ability to trust ourselves, our action, and how confident we feel, our position and career. Heart, compassion, how we give and receive love. And leading with the heart is this energy. It is not a head energy. It is not a me first energy. It is self and collective. And then, of course, the throat. Do I feel safe to be received? Do I feel safe to share? Do I feel safe to be in the bigness of my voice and my global truth? And the last two chakras, which we didn't totally go to today, is all about our connection with Source Divine. So, all to say, as you receive these classes in the fullness of 7 different chakra clearing classes, which are, as I said, comparatively about 50 to 100 patterns per class, which I also want to say the self can and does handle. You take the parts that are exactly for you, and then you go forward. And again, it's always in layers and has to be in layers. But this allows us to upgrade our frequency and allows us to shed the things that no longer serve us, allows us to finally break the cycles we've been dying to break, and allows us to move forward. And this is so important for this global evolution, that every single person goes as far in their healing journey as possible. And then the 7 transmissions, and we'll get more of what a transmission is tomorrow. This is like little like computer downloads from source, directions, if you will, little guidance, if you will, and things that make us rethink ourself and the way it is with the world. And I haven't even shown you the page yet, but just to say, in this frequency of Clear the Catalyst, there is no fear. It doesn't exist. What would your life be like if you didn't feel fear? If you felt instead, I'm connected with everyone around me because everyone has my back and I have their back. What would it be like to move as a group? What would that be like? Catalyst frequency, it really is a space of unity, a space of true harmony. And when I say that it's important for you, the individual, you, Sarah, you, Mia, you, Kay, and everyone, it's not just the individual, it's all the people that you touch in your life as a result of doing this work. That means it has an effect that lasts. That means it affects your son. That means it affects your mother. My own mother is a great example. Never thought she would do healing. She's been doing it for about 4 months. Never thought that would happen. So it touches people. It changes them. And that is how you better help lead the world. It's not just in your career, it's also in the people that meet you. So I want to invite that changing the world can look in all sorts of ways. But the more connected to divine we are, the more that we are the catalyst that we would want to meet. And that's what's so special about this. When I first downloaded the catalyst, I thought it was like, oh, I'm the catalyst for you guys. You're the catalyst. And please, my friends, please do not read this with your mind. Please read this with your soul. Please read this with your soul. Please read this with your soul slowly. So let us not be in any space other than, how can this help me? If you have felt touched by this, I would be honored to have you. We already have 11 people in it. which is pretty wild because this is the first time it's public. But 11 people are already in it. You guys can check it out, of course, on your own time. But I want us to really think, where do I want to be at the end of the year? And who do I want to be to the people around me? Because this is a global experience. Healing is collective. There's also an additional thing that I'm going to add to this page that talks about specific karmas. And I also want to say that my DMs are open if you have a question on something that you would want to move and how this can help you specifically. You can ask me, and please do. So it talks about clearing, it talks about transmissions, it talks about the classes. And I know we're all wildly busy people, but truly, having these energetic experiences along with your road will support you more than anything. I am certain of that. And I will always try to keep it short. This is a bit unusually long. And there's a ton of bonuses. We love bonuses. We love bonuses. So it is in early bird until the 22nd. It has some early bird bonuses until the 22nd, including an extra class called Clear the Year to help 10x the effects. And if you feel pulled to this, if you have felt experience from this that has been moving to you, if you can see this in your life, if you can see that you want to expand to your next level, if you can see that healing is important to not just you, but the people around you, if you can see that receiving the transmissions, which again, we'll see more of that tomorrow, would help your path, which I know it would. I truly deeply hope that this is the easiest yes. I really do. Thank you for staying on this whole time. All right. See you tomorrow. 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 Good night. Good night. Good night.